The Afterparty has this really complex concept of jumping between genres, but when you watch the show, everything works. So how has it been to work with Phil Lord and most of all with Chris Miller, who has all of this in his head?
Yeah, you know, I have been friends with them for a long time, and we did an animated show. I was a voice on one of their animated shows, but it was incredible. Chris is a true genius. I don't say that word lightly. Like you said, the show is very complex, and it kind of tells a lot of different stories, a lot of different ways, and in the wrong hands, it could be kind of a disaster. But the way he wrote it and laid it out, and the way he guided us on set, I was just truly blown away by his mind. So don't always get that.
And it's like the show, it really is such a puzzle. And Chris, you know, he wrote the original draft maybe 10 years ago. And so he's really been living with this thing for so long. And this type of show almost needed at that time for him to kind of just make sure everything adds up in such a real satisfying way. And yeah, I don't know, you see the results, and again, I'm just echoing Ike now, like he's a genius, he's the best.
Yeah, and like you were saying right now, Chris has been developing the project for a really long time. And I guess that he has a really formed vision of what he wanted to do when you were filming. But despite of that well-designed plan, did he encourage you to improvise or to bring your own visions about the characters and the story? Yeah,
one of the things that makes Chris such an amazing director is how trusting he is. Well, how good he is at assembling a cast, and of not only really gifted, talented folk, but really kind human beings. And then, you know, once he does that, he is really trusting of his cast to then take his story and expand on that. So he let us play a lot. And it was a very alive set. And as actors, how has it been to jump from one genre to another as quick as in the same day? I think that Chris told me that you filmed different genres in the same day of shooting. So how crazy was that?
Multiple times. And to be able to jump from, you know, the horror to kind of like a musical to an action movie, again, you gotta really have someone in charge who knows very clearly, can articulate to you what's happening, because, you know, otherwise it just won't work. And yeah, to be able just to go and turn it off and on, that's on us, but to make sure it's set up the right way, Chris just really nailed it.
And when you read the script, the three of you, which were the genres? Because, I mean, each one of you has a genre. I haven't watched the last two episodes, so I don't know if Xavier has his own genre episode. So which genre did you wanted to do the most?
I had a lot of fun with the flashback episode that showed us when we were all in high school.
Yeah.
Me too. I love that.
Yeah, just because you got to see who these people really are and why they have all this baggage that they're bringing to this high school reunion. And I guess that genre was kind of like 90s style teen movie.
Yeah.
And so that's just inherently a good time where we were at a house party and everyone was going crazy and everyone was acting immature. And so that was a really fun one.
To see, I will never forget shooting. One of the most fun days I had was shooting with Ike and his wig. And by the time we got to the end of one night, the camera was on Sam Richardson, and Ike and I were done shooting our bit, but you know, we're feeding our lines to Sam, and Ike is just manically removing his wig and every barrette and clip in and just scratching his head like a crazy person. It was really, really fun though. Yeah, and it was fun to see Dave with the middle part. I think that was wild.
Oh yeah. I remember my very first scene that I did, which was getting off the helicopter, and it was your first time seeing me in character. And I remember you dropped to your knees and you couldn't stop laughing at me.
I could not control myself. Dave is backed by this huge helicopter and his chest is just glistening. And you know, it was so wild because I really actually couldn't control my experience of you. Like I was just like, he is the thing now. I couldn't make sense of reality and non-reality.
Thank you guys, and all the fun that you had shooting the show. It really shows when you watch the after party. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's very nice to say. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
And congrats for the show. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.